A family generally is a father and a mother and then children. Are there ways, that is the norm. That is the norm, and I would say in some ways this is gonna sound a little bit weird for a certain amount of people, but that is sort of the ideal.
I don't know how anyone can debase themselves publicly on a regular basis more than Dave Rubin, who is married to a man and is currently expecting children who he's having through surrogates, which of course his audience like demonized him for doing. John, if someone offered you $1 million to hate yourself every single day in public, like would you do it?
I've been doing it for free for years, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I would get paid. No, I every time you play one of those clips, I've like gone out of my way on social media. I don't come across that stuff. I think I have it muted. I've had it muted for years, but it
depresses me so deeply to see it.
To see what people will do for money, how they'll, as you say, debase themselves.
I've been doing it for free for years, honestly.
And maybe he doesn't like that accusation or whatever, that he's just doing this for the money, but like he needs to understand.
I've been doing it for free for years, honestly.
That is us being
so charitable to him.
Because if he actually believes the things he's saying, that is the most pathetic thing on earth right now. I've been doing it for free for years, honestly. Yeah. If you would do this stuff for people that absolutely despise you, that hate you, that you would either pretend to or really believe that there is something fundamentally wrong with your own marriage, that there is something fundamentally wrong with. But that is sort of the ideal. Something fundamentally wrong with you having kids.
That your marriage,
there's nothing wrong with your marriage. There's nothing wrong with you having kids. Your family is the ideal. It's all the same.
You know what the ideal family is? A family that showers their children, a family that consists of.
It doesn't have to consist of partners.
Right, but if you do, right, but if you do, as long as you guys have each other's backs, you're each other's ride or die. Like a family that showers their children, have each other's backs, ride or die. Share life's wonderful experiences together. You get through the worst experiences in life together. Your partner gets you through. That is what an ideal family is.
Right.
Because your funders don't want you to say that same-sex marriage can yield an ideal family. It's just gross. What are you doing, bro? Like, it's just, look, if you want to hate yourself for money.
I've been doing it for free for years, honestly.
To appease his funders. It's
gross.
You're helping to sustain a movement that has, not just as a component of its ideology, but at its very core, a hatred of this group and other related groups. Like that's.
Yeah.
And so, like, how are you supposed to pretend to still be a
reasonable lib who like agrees a little bit with the right
when they have to fight with so many? They have to fight with the Tim Pools and all the others that we talk about constantly.
No, it is pretty incredible. It's like they're doing limbo. Like how low can you go?
Yeah.
Well, we're about to watch. First, let's watch Dave Rubin run his mouth a little more on how the kind of marriage and family that he's establishing is not ideal.
In the family that we are gonna raise, we're obviously gonna have two fathers. However, that is not me saying, oh, women are not important or that there is no difference between men and women or anything like that. And will it look different than the traditional family? Yes. But how many people do the traditional family truly right with the best of the mother and the father and don't do anything to screw up their kids psychologically or physically or anything else? So I think you can say that, oh, there is the norm and the ideal, and then there are things around that and approximate to it that are pretty good too. And the best that I can do is do the best that I can to make something good happen.
Okay, if you want to do the best that you can, stop saying stupid crap about how your family is not ideal, and not normal, like, because your kids are gonna see it. It could actually be pretty harmful and traumatizing for them to see their own father say that their whole family situation is not ideal. It's not ideal, it's not, and who knows what other dumb stuff he's gonna say that's gonna make his own kids question whether or not the environment they're growing up in is okay.
Aside from the thing about the ideals, that's the best stuff I've seen from him in that he appears to be trying to get through to some of his audience that like, hey, could you not like think that me and my family should be murdered for being this way? Extend to them the empathy that you seem on some level to want for your own marriage.
Hey, could you not like think that me and my family should be murdered for being this way?
The empathy.
I don't have my own children, but I have
Nieces and nephews
who I'm incredibly protective of. I purposely do not share photos of them on social media because I know how the world works and I know how people comment on my images and stuff like that. I don't want to
go, hey, Anna, nice news skirt.
Put children in that situation. Stop talking about your kids. I don't have my own children. Stop it, stop it. Stop it, stop it. I don't have my own children. You know what your audience is, you know what they represent.
Hey, could you not like think that me and my family should be murdered for being this way?
The empathy.
You know they hate what you represent in being married to a man who is now bringing children into the world through surrogates. Please protect your own kids and shut the F up about them publicly. Just don't, stop talking about them. Stop it, stop it. Just don't, stop talking about them.
So just today, Capitol Police arrested 34 abortion rights demonstrators for blocking a road in DC, and among those, 16 representatives, 16 lawmakers. So the squad plus the people you might imagine, and here's a little bit of that arrest. She's carried away to the sound of the beat there.
A little drum circle.
That was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez being carried away with another activist alongside her. She was in handcuffs there. That was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez being carried away with another activist alongside her. She was in handcuffs there. She was in handcuffs there.
She was in handcuffs there.
Abortion rights and the abortion bans, and she said, "Cute. What are you doing next?"
That was fun. Just amazing.
Progressives actually want to fight Republicans. Establishment Democrats
Love Republicans.
And they like Republicans. Joe Biden likes Republicans way more than he likes his own voters. Way more. Oh, yeah.
Way more. Oh, yeah.
I mean, Mitch McConnell said.
Oh, yeah.
McConnell said, I didn't even ask for anything. Joe just did it as a sign of personal friendship.
As a gesture. As a gesture.
Of friendship. Because Joe Biden loves Mitch McConnell. He loves him. His own voters, he couldn't give a rat's ass about. Rat's ass about. But rat's ass about.
He couldn't give a rat's ass about.
Come on, man.
Okay, but sorry, now there's progressives in Washington. And so they're taking action. They're doing a rat's ass about. They're doing civil disobedience.
And I love it.
No, they're actual Democrats. And one of the ways that they show that is they would like to fight the other side.
The other side is Republicans.
I know if you're in the press, you're taught to love bipartisanship.
When corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats make out and they make a little corporate subsidy bill, baby, that's when you're like the happiest guys alive. You're like, yes, finally, corporations win again and again. Yes,
Yes, finally, corporations win again and again. Yes.
Yes, bipartisanship.
Progressives are fighting Republicans. Tut, tut, tut. How dare you? Don't you know that the job of the Democrat is to lose and to surrender to Republicans?
No, we don't know that. And if you're an establishment Democrat,
Get the hell out of our way.
which is, by the way, 90% of the Democratic Party.
Get out of the way. Get out of the fight way so we can get into the fight and fight those Republicans. Get out of the fight way.
But otherwise, you're never gonna see them take any action to give a rat's ass about. Nothing at all. That the only thing they've done is to help the other side.
Yep.
Democratic leadership is they're the worst people on the planet because the Republicans might be
Monsters?
but these
Idiot.
Democratic leaders are like, how do we help those monsters?
How do we help those monsters?
And now they want to wash their hands of what they've done. I mean, you're absolutely right.
You're absolutely right.
Tut, tut, tut. How dare you?
AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, scabies, and crabs. Think you want them down your pants? No, you raging.
We have OnlyFans, and then we have like the sex work industry, and then we have like actors. Is there a difference between these industries, or are we all fundamentally selling our body in some way?
Honestly, I think that selling your body, like if we're going by that definition, being in the army is worse than being on OnlyFans.
Wow.
You're selling your body to the government.
Now, some might find what Mia Khalifa there said to be controversial, but the numbers actually don't lie. It looks like more and more young Americans are actually on her side of this issue, and we're gonna show you those stats. Now, if you're not familiar with Mia Khalifa, she's a former adult film star, now an OnlyFans model. And so I don't know. I don't know Mia Khalifa, but she woke up this week and chose violence when it came to her political commentary. Where's the lie? Where is she wrong about literally any of this? I don't know. They're having a harder and harder time meeting their recruiting goals. And isn't that just a shame?
Yeah, it might have been because Trump called people who sign up for the military suckers and losers. Okay, isn't that way worse than what Mia Khalifa said? But if Trump says it, of course, all right wingers go.
Oh, that's no big deal. Yeah, military suckers and losers. But you should sign up for the military.
But so no, the reality is, in terms of wars, we've not been attacked at all since what, the British in 1812. So what actually happens is we start offensive wars nonstop.
We're in like a dozen countries now.
So under those circumstances, would I tell anyone, including my kids, to sign up for the military? Hell no. What?
Hell no.
What, are you gonna go die for ExxonMobil? Are you nuts?
Hell to the no. No way, no way. You ought to have your head examined.
That's just a fact.
Yeah. So now, in terms of sex, I have another apparently controversial thing to say. I don't think sex is any big deal at all. I think it's just another very normal bodily function. And the whole world has lost their mind over it. Like, oh, sex, so, oh, sex. It's so celestial.
Whoa.
And you know, it involves like your soul, soul.
And you're sharing your soul, and God is like, God, do you approve? Is it? Can I go ahead? Right? No, sorry, no. The celestial beings don't approve.
It's just a bodily function, like playing basketball.
The lucky lass was Sally. Here's her attempt to win 250.
I know a lot of people say, oh no, that's outrageous. Yeah, right. Oh no, that's outrageous. Your soul, it involves your soul. No, it involves your penis and your other genitalia. Your soul, it involves your soul. No, it involves your sex, soul. Your vagina, that's what it involves. Like your elbow and your knee. Your soul, it involves your soul. No, it involves your, like your elbow and your knee. Sex, soul.
And you're sharing your soul, and God is like, God, do you approve? Is it? Can I go ahead?
Penis.
Your soul, it involves your soul. No.
And you're sharing your soul, and God.
Sex.
Penis.
I'm saying super normal things that people will find incredibly outrageous. It's no big deal. So this whole thing of like,
can you compare the military to sex workers?
They should be so lucky. Sex workers give people joy. The military kills people. And if you want a relative context here, now Mia Khalifa is a giant star. You're not gonna make this kind of money. But she makes $10,000 a day.
Whew. Penis.
I did the math, by the way. That's 3.65 million a year.
That's not bad. Wow. It might be OnlyFans, but that's a lot of fans.
Yeah. So we couldn't make that much money. Could we make like half that much money?
I don't know. TYT.com/join.
There's a bunch of keeps you from being a Republican. Yeah. But that's one of, like, people say like, oh, you know, you're a secret conservative. I'm like, you could suck my. You don't know what the you're talking about.
What? What did he say? You can suck my what?
Penis.
While Rogan may contest the fact that he is a right winger, a majority of his viewers, guess where they stand?
Shut the fuck up, no one cares.
An anti-feminist. He tweeted, if you're a man and you call yourself a feminist, I hope you choke to death on vegan pizza while crying over a Lady Gaga song. Misogynistic. In the know, Joe Rogan faces backlash for laughing about his friend coercing women to perform oral sex.
Shout the season,
All I've seen from Joe Rogan is nothing but absolute nonsense and shenanigans, especially things that align with white male supremacy, ableism, and hate. And if you are feeding people who also subscribe to that kind of mentality, again, you can call yourself whatever you want, but I see you for what you are, and I am going to say, go ahead and do you, but do you at a distance from me.
You could suck
this whole idea of rhetoric, us versus them. This is a way for Joe Rogan, and it's also a way a lot of conservative media, Fox News, OAN, the rest. They say, look, we are out against the world, and be part of us, be part of our team, and we're going to fight. We're going to stand up for what's right, and we're going to demean, by the way, people who are other.
Because the Republicans might be monsters.
But where I have a problem is that when Joe Rogan uses such misogynistic, hateful language, regardless of what his positions are, then he's somebody who just doesn't care about fellow humanity. And if you don't care about fellow human beings, if you don't care that every person has some value regardless of their background, then it doesn't really matter whether if you're a progressive on abortion rights and or gay marriage, you are a hater. And in my view, there's no room for haters.
Hey, could you not think that me and my family should be murdered for being this way?
Because the Republicans might be monsters.
And we could do a lot better by having, I don't know, more valuable, more ethically sound podcasters and radio hosts than Joe Rogan, who seems to traffic in a lot of hate.
How do we help those monsters?
Can I ask you, if you won all the money, what would you do with it?
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay, that's not good.
I mean, Glenn, do you and Alex need a room? Let's go talking about how handsome you find him, complimenting him, giving a public tongue bath. What's going on here? You guys need a room? Now that was Glenn Greenwald interviewing Alex Jones and telling him how
handsome, what a handsome gentleman he is.
But Alex Jones, according to Glenn Greenwald, very handsome. Okay. I mean, look, different strokes for different folks, homie. If that's what you're into, good for you.
I guess. I mean,
it was nonstop. Hey, you want a handy?
Hey, you want a handy?
Why not? Why not? And his buddy Matt Taibbi felt the need to go after Sam Cedar.
Sam Cedar?
For being critical of this interview.
Nah.
Watch the interview for yourselves. It's 40 minutes long.
You're doing a better job than my own PR agent, Glenn. Thank you. That's exactly it. I'm a victim of my own success. That's what happened. It turns out that I have all this influence and I have an audience, and I didn't realize that I had a responsibility
to not lie.
I didn't know that was the wrong thing to do because I was a victim of my own success.
I'm kind of retarded.
Come on, man. It's just embarrassing. It's like I throw up in my mouth a little bit watching it. There's more to it. There's more to it.
Come on over here. Come on over here. No, you flip me off. Come on, coward. No. Come on. You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
Because how do you debase yourself like this publicly? Oh, he's such a victim. And it's not about Alex Jones.
It's not about Alex Jones or the lies that he told.
It's really about protecting freedom of speech. No one buys it. We all know that at this point, there's something going on. You're compromised in some way. Who knows, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you are getting,
handy? Why not? Why not?
But that was so disgusting. I mean, I would think that the right wing would be horrified by that display of affection
between two men.
I'm gay. So is Ray. What? I ain't gay. But you made love to me. No, first of all, you saw.
And go out, by the way, while I'm here and sign up now for Truth Social. It's hot as a pistol, and you see that? I pulled that one right. Leon's, I tell you what, Elon is not gonna buy Twitter. Where did you hear that before? From me. From me, fake account. She says fake, a lot of them. Nah, he's got himself a mess. You know, he said the other day, oh, I've never voted for a Republican. I said, I didn't know that. He told me he voted for me. So he's another artist, but he's not gonna be buying it. He's not gonna be buying it. Although he might later, who the hell knows what's gonna happen. He's got a pretty rotten contract. I looked at his contract, not a good contract.
I gotta say, man, I wish Trump wasn't seeking political power, because if he's just like a normal guy who does these rallies because he likes to be in front of a crowd, they're entertaining. Yeah. He knows how to work the crowd. He is funny. He's an awful person, but he's fun. Elon. Like, why does he talk like that? Yeah. But I love it. I love that he talks like that. Elon.
No, but he's accidentally funny. Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, like,
Elon. Like, why does he talk like that? Yeah. But I love it. I love that he talks like that. Elon. Totally.
Yeah, like,
but I love it. I love that he talks like that. Elon.
No, but he's accidentally funny. Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, like.
I wish Trump wasn't seeking political power, because Elon. He's just like a normal guy who does these rallies because he likes to be in front of a crowd. Elon. They're entertaining. He knows how to work the crowd, yeah. But I love it. I love that he talks like that. Elon.
He's accidentally funny. Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, like the time that he was presenting awards for the U.S. Paralympic team and all the medals that they had won.
He's like, oh, they're great, they're wonderful. Yeah, I watched them. We can't watch them too much; it's a little painful.
No. Like, no. Okay, so, but he doesn't realize that he's being horribly offensive. So in this case, we're going to get to why they're beefing in a second. But
why they're beefing?
Yeah, but I'll solve the mystery of who's lying, because Elon Musk says he never voted for a Republican before, but is ready to do that now. And Trump says, no, he told me he voted for me, right? The correct answer is both. They're both lying. I wouldn't trust either one of them on anything. So is it possible Elon Musk told Trump that he voted for him, but didn't? Yeah, of course that's possible.
Elon Musk is a liar.
Is it possible Elon Musk voted for Trump and then is pretending that he was a lifelong Democrat? Yeah, that's definitely possible. Is it possible that Trump is making up the whole story? Yeah, of course it's possible.
He's a pathological liar.
In other words, they're both BS artists.
100%.
Yeah, so I mean,
speaking of BS artists, he's like, I looked at the contract, not a good contract. Look, Elon Musk is overhyped. Oh, he's such a genius. Then why did he offer $44 billion for Twitter when anyone could tell that was ridiculous, awful, right? But Trump, you're gonna call him out on it? Dude, you went bankrupt 6 times.
I know.
You're the world's worst businessman.
I looked at the contract.
What did you? No, you didn't. You read a contract?
I know.
You can't read past the page, let alone legalese. You're crazy, man. He didn't look at the contract. He's an idiot.
So, but I love it. I love that he talks like that. Elon. Look, take the substance, whatever you can call substance, out of it completely, right? All the politics out of it. The way he speaks is excellent broadcasting, right? The rockets.
No, he'd be good in sports, and not because he would know anything about sports, because it'd be hilarious to listen to.
The rockets.
So you know what? The guy throwing the ball, he's good with the ball. He's good with the ball, okay? And it went down there or up there. Okay?
And it would be hilarious, you know.
They're calling him Fitzmagic because he creates magic, even though his name is Fitzpatrick.
Okay. Anyways, some random reference. So I mean, look at him. He's such a child.
Yeah.
And we're laughing at him But remember, 40% of the country looks at that and goes, genius.
They think he's a genius.
He's like, he's good with the rockets.
The rockets.
We need to protect our geniuses and like Edison. And like the people
the light bulb.
People in America that invented things like the light bulb and the wheel.
No, Americans did not invent the wheel. America was not around when we invented the wheel.
Let him think it.
Okay, but probably every Republican in the country is like,
what do you mean? We invented the wheel and we invented fire.
Elon Musk, so I don't believe he's going to buy Twitter because you have so many fake accounts, the bots, all of the different things. I think it's going to be very interesting. And he's got some problems because he bought a lot of stock that he shouldn't have bought. He got a lot of problems with Twitter. But the Twitter has a lot of problems. So go to Truth Social.
All right, and there's Trump plugging his Truth Social competitor to Twitter. And then in June, Elon was asked which potential presidential candidate he would support in 2024. And this is where it gets good, because this is really where Trump is likely to be upset with Elon Musk. What are you leaning toward? And Elon Musk says, DeSantis.
The bots.
Oh, he don't catch feelings over that.
He not like that.
Yeah.
He not like that.
Yeah, Elon Musk is a liar.
But I'm telling you, for the first tweet was enough. That's why Trump hit him 2 days later. He says, even though I think a less divisive candidate would be better in 2024, no, Trump's out. He's gonna hate him.
Get him out of here. Get out.
I read the tweet. I mean the contract, not a good contract. Good rockets.
The rockets.
Bad contract.
Elon. Like
superhero.
Superhero.